Hello and welcome back to Pass TV. I'm Blaine Barton. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at #PassTV. We're making ourselves around the world. We just went to Russia. Now we're back over to Latin America. How you doing, gentlemen? Got
Fine.
Eduardo and Jose. How you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
Welcome to
How you
Pass
doing?
TV.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's get started. First, what I like to do is I always start out the interviews with getting to know both of you. So let's start with Eduardo. Tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I am Eduardo Castro. I am from Costa Rica.
Okay.
I am the organizer of the first SQL Saturday in Latin America.
Yes.
Yes,
Good job.
we start all the SQL Saturdays in Latin America, and I have participated in every one of them.
Excellent.
So that's
Excellent.
great.
Okay.
And I
that's
also run a
fantastic.
community in Costa Rica.
Okay, perfect. And Jose.
Mi nombre es José Redondo, nací en Colombia, Barranquilla, pero viví muchos años en Caracas, Venezuela. Actualmente funjo como el líder de capítulo de la SQL Venezuela, Caracas Chapter, y estoy feliz de estar aquí con todos ustedes. Hasta ahora todo ha sido maravilloso este Summit, ha sido mi primer Summit, mi primer año aquí en América y pues también mi primer MVP y pues todo excelente, excelente, de verdad que ha sido una experiencia muy maravillosa toda esta vivencia.
So Costa Rica and Venezuela, MVP. And
Yeah.
Yes.
Big heavy.
Yeah,
I get a little bit of that,
Yes,
right? I
and
get a little
next
bit of
year
that.
we are going to have a new SQL Saturdays.
Bien.
Yes.
Yeah.
For example,
Yeah.
In March,
Awesome.
is going to be SQL Saturday
In Caracas.
in Caracas.
Okay,
And
excellent.
in April, we are going to have SQL Saturday in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And then in May, we are going to have in Guatemala.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, the second
I'd like
time,
to- I'd like to
second
go to
time,
Costa Rica.
yeah,
Join
second
you
time,
guys.
yes.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
people came last year to Costa Rica. They were speakers. We had about 6 speakers from United States.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and it was great because they did a little vacation first,
Yes.
and they went to the
Yeah,
SQL Saturday.
Or
And
an
the people,
relaxation. And
Yeah,
then go and
the-
do a little SQL Server.
yeah, the people
right?
like it. Yeah, they love it.
Maybe you need a speaker for Pass TV.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, it's
yes.
amazing.
I'll brush up
You're
on my
welcome.
Spanish.
Yeah, you're
okay.
welcome.
And so what's it like to organize a SQL Saturday?
Yeah, it's really difficult because you need a team. Yeah, it's not just one people, just one person. You need, for example, we're in Costa Rica. We are about 8 people that organize the whole SQL Saturday, and also in Venezuela, it's a team.
Es bastante difícil muchas veces cuando tenemos que encontrar a las personas adecuadas para crear el equipo adecuado para generar este tipo de evento con éxito. Es bastante interesante la vivencia que se tiene, escoger las personas claves que asuman responsabilidades para poder crear satisfactoriamente un evento de esta magnitud.
Everybody has a role.
And everybody is a family.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah,
you start
we
here,
are
you
friends.
look around.
Yes,
yes,
we are
it's,
friends.
it's like a reunion. You come
Yes.
and you meet everybody
That's
from
right.
around the world. We come in one place. It's more than just a conference or a summit. It's actually connecting with folks, being a part of the community. You guys have
Yes.
done a fantastic job
Yeah.
with
That's right.
broadening the reach of SQL and SQL Saturdays and SQL Pass.
Yes, and
right?
here
So-
in the summit, there are many organizers of the SQL
Right.
Saturdays in LATAM.
Right.
We have them here. So, and we are already talking
Yeah.
with them
Right.
because we are a
Sí,
team.
porque no solamente-
Because every country supports the other country. For example,
Excellent.
for Venezuela received the support of the speakers and the
Very good.
ideas from the other countries.
Very
And the
good.
same for Costa Rica, the same for Guatemala.
Very good.
Exactamente.
We're a team.
Right.
Todo-
So we're going to go to NASCAR event tonight?
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
well,
I just
it's
started.
awesome.
I just
Yeah,
started.
yeah,
It's
that's great,
amazing.
that's great.
It's great.
Pleasure.
Okay,
Pleasure.
thank you.
Thank you
Eduardo,
so much.
Jose,
Thank you so
thank you
much.
for joining Pass TV.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
All right, that was an excellent interview. All the way around the world, Venezuela, Costa Rica, Mexico, involved with MVP. These guys are really involved in the community, bringing the community together worldwide as far as the other side of the world. But now we're going to move into our next interview, and that is Bob Ward?
Yes.
You're not Amy Lewis.
I'm not Amy Lewis. Yeah, I'm Bob
He's not
Ward.
Amy Lewis.
Yep, definitely
he's
not.
Bob Ward.
Yeah.
You're a Microsoft guy.
I am a
How you
Microsoft
doing?
guy. How you
You're
doing?
a Microsoft principal architect?
That's correct.
I got it. I looked it up in the gal.
Yeah, that's me.
All right.
That's right,
So,
yeah.
pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
You got a Las Colinas or out of
I'm
Texas?
out of Texas.
area?
That's right. Yeah, Las Colinas
Excellent.
area, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of homework before you jumped on set here.
Okay, all right.
But first of all, I want to start out, kind of break the ice, get to know you a little bit.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit, and our viewers out there on Pass TV, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I've been at Microsoft. This is actually my 20th year. I'll be 20th anniversary in 2 weeks. So.
Me too.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
just had it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
So-
sir.
And I've actually been supporting SQL Server since OS2 1.1.
Oh, wow.
So I've been supporting
Okay.
SQL for a very long time. Seen a lot of
That's
changes with the product.
fantastic. Okay.
I work in the technical support area as a principal architect.
Excellent.
So I actually get to deal more with everybody's problems and their complaints. So one of the things I love about this conference is that I get to hear about some of the good stuff that's going on with our products.
Right.
But yeah, I've been actually speaking now. This is my 11th year to speak at PASS.
That's fantastic.
So I've enjoyed coming here to be as a speaker. And I kind of have a reputation a little bit of doing some very internally focused talks.
Okay.
I think if you get in the Twitter sphere, you'll see after I speak, people talk about how their brains are melted and brains hurting.
I was just
brain
looking at
pain
the
and
Inside
stuff.
SQL Server 2012
right.
memory.
That's right.
Right, the sequel.
Well, it's funny. Funny thing is that some of the past people like Bill Graziano came to me years ago and said, "Hey, you're a great speaker here, but we don't really have anybody that gets into the just really ugly internals of the product, and people really have a desire for that as a niche for this conference."
Sure.
So I said, okay, well, I can get really in-depth if you want me to, use the Windows debugger and show really in-depth terms. They said, yes, make it so hard that people don't understand it. I'm like, okay. And that's what I shoot for, actually, is making it really deep internal technical knowledge.
That's fantastic, because what it does is drive them to learn more and roll back the, look at the underneath the covers in the architecture.
Absolutely.
Take a deep dive on that.
Absolutely.
So fantastic, and once again, congratulations on your 20 years.
Thanks, yeah.
That's a big milestone, right?
It is a big milestone, yes.
So you're obviously a well-known speaker, blogger, past community member.
Right.
Past summit. I'm a first timer.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, I was asked to come on over from Thomas the Rock and join. I feel like I'm part of the family now.
Great, yeah.
I actually got the shirt too a little while ago.
Yeah, you do have the shirt. Yeah, you're good.
But no, it's really about being involved.
Absolutely.
And I was really involved in the grassroots in Florida with some of the members that you probably know of, Andy Warren and Pam Shaw and,
I know them.
and Adam Jorgensen and
all those names.
Rodney and Carla and all those fantastic folks around the SQL Server Saturdays.
Yes.
So that's where I've kind of the last couple of years been involved in helping, helping there or being involved, at least showing my whites of my eyes at least, and being involved. And that's what it really is being involved. And you look around the community and how people bond together. And people from all over the world. I just had Russia, talked to people from Russia.
That's pretty amazing.
Talked from Venezuela, Costa Rica, all around the world. And it seems like this is the place where it's kind of like a family reunion, right?
This is the place to be. I mean, for me, it's really interesting because I interact with people, as you say, through a blog sometimes, so people read worldwide.
Right.
Also, since I own support, we talk to customers all over the world about their problems. Right. And it's fun to come to this to actually meet people I've actually interacted with.
That's great.
And from all over the world, too. So I love that part of this. I know the other thing that I love about it is hearing people and their trends, how they're using SQL Server, things that I don't get out of normally just doing support work, but just hear about, what's the overall application workload you're using. I've listened this week about huge trends in consolidation and so forth. And so I get a little bit more of a higher level view of how people actually use SQL Server from this conference than I do in my normal job, which I love.
That's awesome.
That's a big part of it.
That's
so
awesome.
I do these deep dive talks, but I also get this other focus where I can hear about their overall usage of the product.
And other than just an email name or the
put a
little
face.
Twitter picture,
Right.
You actually get to reach out, talk to them, and you probably have lines of people who want to talk to you, get a little bit of one-on-one.
Sometimes I do that.
Right? That's good.
It's kind of it's embarrassing for me. I'm not a very open, not open person, but people want to have their picture taken with me at these events and stuff. That's a little strange for me.
Yeah, it's kind of like rock star status.
My kids and my wife actually laugh at that. They think that's actually pretty crazy.
I think it's actually pretty cool.
It's pretty cool though, actually.
Why is it cool? Because it's not something that's it's given. Right?
Right.
It's something that's earned.
Right, sure.
And it's also a privilege.
I get a lot of great remarks from the talks. I think people like it, especially because of the fact it's not something that's normally done here. Right. It's a deep internal thing that they just don't get anywhere else, and so that's what people appreciate the most about it, I think.
Yeah, and then I know we were just told in the SQL Clinic too.
I was just come from there.
You did?
That's
Great.
I was at the
great.
SQL
I know
Clinic.
that's going on. I didn't have a chance to run down there,
it's pretty amazing.
Can you give us just a little bit of what
Absolutely.
you're seeing there?
I mean, it's a really cool thing. Actually, this concept started with myself.
Oh, good.
Back about 10 years ago.
Well, there you go.
We just got into a room and just allowed people to come in and ask the CSS team questions.
Okay.
And then the customer advisor team, the CAT team, we started partnering with them a few years ago and opened it up to both them and us.
All right.
And literally, it's just a room where you just got anything that ails you.
Yeah.
I just have a problem with SQL Server. I want to ask a question about something I don't understand. You come into this room, and we've got people that specialize in technologies all across the SQL product line, both from CSS and the CAT team. Right. And people like myself, you just come in and talk to us and just tell us what you think.
And good luck with Stump the Chump in that room, right?
Exactly. A little bit.
We've got a lot of brainiacs in that room, a lot of SQL power, right?
We can solve problems live for people. I pull up my laptop in some cases and just debug a problem right there for them that they're having. So it's that kind of type of situation.
Because when you're doing a session and you see people, queuing up, it depends on what country you're in.
Yeah.
If you're queuing up or in line, oftentimes those folks in the line don't get the chance to do a one-on-one, ask
That's
you a
right.
question, may have a certain issue on their mind. So that SQL clinic gives them an opportunity to get face-to-face.
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
then you also build relationships there as well.
I've answered
So-
questions about my talk in
Okay,
the clinic.
okay,
I tell people,
yeah,
look, if you don't want to
yeah.
ask me here in front of a bunch of people, just come meet me one-on-one and I'll chat with you. And
Awesome.
I've done that with 2 or 3 people. so,
Awesome,
yeah.
awesome. Bob Ward.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
to meet you, sir. Thank you.
Microsoft
Congratulations
Principal-
on your 20.
Congratulations on your 20.
All right, thank you, sir.
bud, take care. You
Thank you.
bet.
See you later.
So Bob Ward, Microsoft Principal Architect for SQL Server at Las Colinas, 20 years with Microsoft. That's phenomenal. Once again, follow us on Twitter. That's hashtag PastTV. Hey, how you doing? You just
Good,
snuck right in
good.
here.
Yes, I
so
did.
Amy Lewis, how you doing?
Hi,
Amy
nice
Lewis.
to meet you.
So I've seen you on the big Tron in there.
Oh,
I
I know.
saw a lot about you in the last couple of days. You're phenomenal. Your work is phenomenal.
thank you, thank you.
It's given us an opportunity to actually talk to you on PastTV and
Okay.
get to know you a little bit. So once again, Amy Lewis got this nice award here,
Thank you.
the Passion Award, and we'll talk
yeah.
more about that. Before we do that, I want to take an opportunity to get to know you a little bit.
Okay, absolutely.
So, and there's a lot to know about you.
Oh, a
So let's just
lot.
start with, introduce yourself. Been involved. It's a phenomenal resume here.
Thank
but
you.
Tell us a little about yourself and what brings you all the way up to pass.
All the way
right?
to pass. So
Yeah.
I started off in, when I graduated from college, from Purdue University,
Okay.
I went straight into Ingress database system, so
Okay.
CA World. And I attended CA World and loved the community of, database community. And then I fell right into SQL Server, and I found I needed to find good training material, wanted a community, because I find that I learn by team.
Right.
I can't just learn by just reading a book a lot. I learn by learning from others and seeing examples and really reaching the community. And I found that in PASS. I attended my first conference in 2004. I
Awesome.
believe that was during hurricane season
Okay,
in Florida.
okay, yeah.
So that was a great experience, and I just fell in love with community. So I come from stock of 2 teachers. So my
Okay.
dad is a part-time teacher at a community college, and my mom's a high school teacher, and her mom was a teacher. So I love the community and love being just connect, share, and learn.
Okay.
So from that, I quickly volunteered for a book special interest group. They were called the SIGs, book reading or book review special interest groups. And from that, the virtual chapters were birthed, and it just went from there.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great history there. You're a newly elected board member
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
Her term starts in January. So
Yes, thank
talk
you.
a little bit about that.
Well, I was recruited. No, I was actually
Yeah, you were.
encouraged.
Yeah, I'm
to
sure you
run.
were.
Yes,
yeah. After looking at all the things you've done and.
Oh, well, actually,
you know.
really, the virtual chapters really helped. So
Yeah.
when I first started with the going from a DBA or a developer into the BI world, and especially with the Microsoft stack, I was trying to gather as much as I could, and I was a new person in BI. I said, I really want to learn more about BI. Hey, and there was no really BI virtual chapter. It had kind of got dysfunctional. So I said, hey, I would love to team that up, even though I didn't know a lot about it. So
Right.
I encourage volunteers, even if you don't feel like you know a lot about it but want to learn more, volunteer for that area. But from that, I said, I wanted to, got the virtual chapter up and running, and it went great. And they said, hey, you've got that leadership ability, and especially to encourage and empower others around you
Right.
to really help grow the community. Why don't you run for the board? So I said, sure, why not?
Excellent, excellent.
And everyone on the that was on the election candidates were fantastic. I wish we could bring everyone in because they were fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to be on the board and looking forward to the term.
Yeah, so not only are you the newly elected board member, a virtual chapter
Yeah.
leader,
Yes.
summit, and also getting into BA or business analytics and program committee manager. You want to talk about that for a minute on BA?
Yeah, so the BAC, Business Analytics Conference, started this last year, was the inaugural year.
Okay.
So it focuses on data professionals, not really looking at the technical side or the technical issues with using SQL Server products, but really how can data scientists or data professionals use the tools to get the solutions that they need or
Right.
the information out of the data and the knowledge out of that data that they can get. So with the BAC, that conference again is coming in May in San Jose, which is fantastic. Please come.
Yeah.
So that's a different audience.
Yeah.
So there's a different set of folks, a different set of people that we're looking for, a different type of speakers, the data scientists, the BI professionals, the analytics folks out there, the statisticians out there. that we are looking to address and really show that a lot of the SQL Server tools and Microsoft products can meet those needs. So we're really excited about that.
Fantastic.
On the programs.
And last but not least,
Okay.
let's talk about the Passion Award. Why don't you go ahead and grab
Wow.
that?
Yes,
Go ahead and
thank you.
And show that off a little bit,
I'm
right?
afraid it's like a weapon.
So, yeah,
it's very nice. I was so honored to get
yeah,
this.
can you get a close-up of that? Yeah, show that off. So this is the 2013 Passion Award presented to Amy Lewis for outstanding work with PASS, and that was on stage. Probably 4,000 people in that room.
Oh my goodness, I had butterflies.
Yeah, did you?
Yes.
And but well deserved, and so we did want to
Thank you.
take a shot of that on PASS TV.
Thank you.
And show
Thank
all the
you.
viewers that are around
That-
the world, not only
Thank you.
at PASS Summit here in
Yes.
Charlotte, North Carolina,
Thank you.
but around the world, and we appreciate all your
I
work.
appreciate it. Thank
and
you.
keep up the strong support for PASS and PASS Summit.
Absolutely.
All right?
Go volunteer.
Go volunteers. Make sure you go out to your SQL Saturday,
Thank
or make an effort to be involved, right? So once again, PASS TV, follow us on Twitter, hashtag PASS TV. I'm Blaine Barton. I'm a senior IT pro evangelist with Microsoft, the developer platform evangelism team. So once again, welcome to PASS TV. Whoa, we got Tim coming in.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing well, yourself?
Tim Champley from Fusion.io.
That's it.
How you doing?
Doing well.
I don't know if I pronounced your last name correctly.
Close enough. Champney.
Champney, yeah. So welcome
Thank you
to
very much.
PASS TV. I'm Blaine Barton, so once again, nice to know you. Before we start out with a little bit about Fusion.io, tell us a little bit about yourself. How you involved with PASS, how you involved with the community?
Yeah, actually, so we do a ton of shows, as you can imagine, every vendor, but this show's been pretty cool. So as far as the interaction and just the quality of the people, it kind of fits our sweet spot of what we do as we accelerate databases. SQL obviously is a huge play for us. It's been fun in the booth, just people that get it, that walk up, they're not asking you random questions. I mean, they're dead on and hitting hard. And so for us, it's been a really cool interacting with the customers here, the partners, the developers. Just kind of our sweet spot as far as the technology and the people.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to be able to have people on your level that can speak the language, you know what I'm saying? Like SQL is its own kind of special world. And when you're talking about technologies and the next versions of SQL with 2014 coming, all the new in-memory, all these different things we've talked about throughout the keynotes, when you're having an intelligent conversation with other people that know SQL Server, makes your job a little more fun, right?
Fun and challenging, right? Because you can get away as a vendor with having some high-level conversations versus you go quick, deep.
Yes.
Which is good, and like I said, 2014 is going to be awesome. In-memory database is really really important at this point in time.
Yeah.
So we can help out with that, feeding the DRAM faster as you flush, cycle through, feeding it, making it more efficient.
Yeah.
So we're excited about it, and it seems like we got great feedback from a lot of the customers here, as well as developers, partners. It's just cool. It's been fun.
So you've been spending quite a bit of time down on the floor?
I've been doing booth duty.
Okay, booth babe, huh?
I am the booth babe.
That's awesome.
Which is scary.
Yeah, but it's important.
Yeah,
and
no
it's
question.
important to interface directly with the customers.
Yeah.
Being in the field and talking to everybody that's involved in either being a speaker in a session or being an attendee or a first timer. It's all important to bring everybody together. I've noticed as it's continuous theme throughout the last couple of days of not just a summit, not just a conference. And people come around as more of a reunion.
Oh, it's crazy.
More of a big networking opportunity.
Got a guy from New Zealand, from Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, the people and where they're coming from to come to this event.
Right.
It's pretty impressive.
Right. So what'd you like most so far? Not just the community and networking with the folks, but what'd you like most about sessions?
I haven't attended any of the sessions because I've been in the booth. We've had other people that have been able
really
to break
working,
out.
huh?
I am the guy that's running it.
Okay.
But I'd say just content. It's a lot of these shows you go to when the content's just off. I mean, everything, like you said, it's this community of people that are passionate about it. Right. So all the content is dead on, and for us, it's a great community. The people, they all care about it. They know specifically SQL, MySQL, 2014, want to know all the questions. So you don't have a lot of fluff. Right. It really is, people walk away from the show with feeling like they got something versus going to other shows and it's a checkbox, just filling time.
Yep.
From what I've gotten back from our guys that have gone to these different sessions, and we've had a session in the morning, I think we're doing another tomorrow. Attendance has been great, interaction's been great, and from what I heard, it's good content, which is hard to fill a show this big and this long with good content, but everything's been great so far.
Yeah, so absolutely. Tim Champney.
Yep, awesome.
Thanks for joining us on PASS TV.
Take care, appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, so back over, we got we're going to bring over our community members. Once again, Laura and Chris are coming in. So once again, talking to our sponsors, Fusion IO with Tim Champney. We've got Russia. We brought those guys on. Brought the guys from all around the world over in Venezuela and Costa Rica. And now we're bringing back, Laura and Chris.
Oh, goodness.
How are we still hanging in there? It's like it's
Still
a
hanging in
marathon,
here.
right?
It
This is
a
absolutely wonderful. I'm having a great time. But what have you been doing downstairs? I know you've been doing the SQL Clinic and some of those other things. What have you been doing down
we've
there?
gone to see the SQL Server Clinic, and now we're just getting ready for the be-all and end-all of the events this week, the Community Appreciation Party. So that's at the NASCAR Hall of Fame tonight.
Absolutely.
Everyone gets down there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We've got simulated car racing, all sorts of things. So it should be a great night.
How can you just bypass that? One of the greatest sports, that, in my opinion, which to me counts for everything, one of the greatest sports in the world, their Hall of Fame is just right on the other side of that wall. Some of the fastest cars and the legends that have driven sports cars. And we're going to be walking next to these cars. We're going to be doing the attendee party there. I can't tell you how jazzed up I am. You'll be lucky if you keep me in the seat much longer, because I'm about ready to run over there.
Yeah, and hey, Casey Kane, Enumclaw, Washington, is going to be over there waiting for me for a beer. No, maybe not.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
But yeah, I'm excited about the community event over there at NASCAR Hall of Fame. I'm into NASCAR a little bit. Been to the 500 a few times at Daytona. So I mean, it's nothing like being there, right? And hearing those cars go by, and the smoke and the fumes, and just left turn, left turn, left turn, left turn. But it's a great environment. But before we get over there, you guys, I appreciate all what you've been doing down on the floor, talking to the members. We've got a bunch of people, first timers, with ribbons on their badges. It's neat to see you guys interact with some of the new folks, and then also having the opportunity to talk to the rest of the family. Right, of the folks that continuously come back to SQL Pass or SQL
Year after year.
SQL Pass Summit over and over again.
Absolutely, and there's been so many events this week to connect people. So not to forget that there's been the 2 SQL karaoke events, and the SQL Century Shuttle, and then there's been the SQL Run and the SQL Walk. So there's really something for everyone to get involved with this week. It's been really good.
It's so hard to not talk about the education, to not talk about the availability to go in and talk to the speakers and all the different things that you pull from an event like this. I mean, we were just down in the clinic earlier, and they're just, they have to drag us away. You just don't have these opportunities all the time. But once a year, I know I can come to the summit, I can sit down, I can talk to these people. But just like you're saying, I mean, before the conference, they do the photo walks where, a community member, Pat Wright, puts together and organizes it so that everybody can go, if you're interested in photography, walk around the community and take pictures, and you compare and you can learn photography. Or Jess Borland, I think, does the run, where for those people who run not just from the police and to the refrigerator like I do, but
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Mom, but you get to the point where you want to go and run with other people and walk and network.
And also, like down in that SQL Clinic, I was just talking to Bob Ward. He just came on for an interview, principal architect at Microsoft in Las Colinas, Texas. And he was telling me that, there's a lot of people that line up in the sessions just to get a one-on-one, a question with him. And that SQL Clinic's an opportunity for him to bring people and just have some time one-on-one with them to answer questions. It's like it's part of Pass Summit, but think of it as like a little bit of free consulting there, right? I mean, going in and talking to the heavy hitters and going deep with those folks. That's a value.
And they don't. You're not going to be laughed at. You're not going to be ridiculed. You're not. They want to talk about every single potential thing. One of the things that I remember when I was first started SQL Server, I couldn't understand why they didn't have roles on the server level. They had database roles. Why couldn't we have server level roles? And I would ask, and I would ask, and I would ask, and it just seemed like, okay, I give up. I'm going to quit asking. Now, all of a sudden, SQL Server 2012, the roles are starting to appear. I'm like, wow, wait a minute. I'm not going to claim that I had anything to do with that, but they hear what the community is asking. Yes. They want. I mean, that's the whole point of the CAT team. That's the whole point of them being here. It's not your traditional event. It's not your traditional marketing or research. They're not just there to say, feed us. They're there because they really want to know How are people using the product? What are we having issues with? Even if it's on the end user side and somebody's making mistakes and you're like, oh, well, I just messed that up. They look at it and they say, well, maybe we weren't clear enough. Maybe we didn't explain, outside enough to say, oh, okay, in this situation you do this, or in that situation you do that. It's the access here is phenomenal, and I love it.
Yeah. So what else are you going to share? There's been a lot going on, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, tomorrow, being the last day, I think we're going to be reaching out and seeing what first-timers thought of the conference, and we might do a few interviews around down on the floor and see what people thought were the best parts of past Summit. And then the Birds of a Feather luncheon tomorrow. So that's going to be a great event. We've got 71 different tables that people can go to learn more about technical topics. We've got experts there who are going to share knowledge on things that they do every day. And then we also have professional development and community tables where people can sit with members of the past HQ team, members of the board, specific volunteers, and learn more about joining a local chapter or starting a SQL Saturday, even how to become a volunteer and what would be the steps to join the past board of directors, eventually down the line. So that's going to be a great event. That's on from 11 to 1, and we'll be bringing you some coverage of that tomorrow as well.
Excellent. So feet on the street, huh? Down there.
We better get off to the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Yeah, before it gets too long, do we have to go now already?
I think we do.
All right. We'll see you over there.
Oh,
Thanks,
darn.
All right.
Hey,
all right.
Thanks, Blaine.
Ron,
Appreciate it.
Chris,
We'll see you there.
The community. So once again, welcome back, Past TV. We're going to just keep going. We got another interview coming up. By the way, Past Summit, 190 sessions, 79 countries, over 5,000 members here today in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to move over to Allan, right? It's Allan Hirt.
Yes.
How you doing? Blaine Barton.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, Allan, what I like to do is always start out with, getting to know you a little bit. And so maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe some background, and what brings you to pass the past.
Sure. So
Summit.
I've been using SQL Server since about '92 or so.
Okay.
I actually interned at Sybase, so I've seen the product before it was kind of a Microsoft product.
Okay.
And
That goes back a ways.
Yeah, I have a long history with the product.
That's excellent.
And I've honestly just been working with it. I've worked for a lot of companies. I've always used SQL Server in some form or another. And just I really started doing external speaking on SQL Server around 99, 2000 when I worked at Microsoft, and I've been at actually most of the past summits, so sort of one of those things.
Yeah, so what have you liked so far the best about Past Summit?
My sessions being done.
Okay, yeah, what were they? Did you have a good time? What were they?
I did a pre-con.
Tell the viewers
I did a pre-con on Tuesday.
Okay.
On clustering, and then I did my troubleshooting clusters.
I saw that troubleshooting clusters.
Spotlight session yesterday, which is going to be replayed on Past TV in a couple of hours, actually.
Excellent, excellent. So yeah, we have streaming this constantly 24/7 for the next 3 days.
Exactly.
So it's pretty intense. So you're a blogger, you're a big blogger, and you've done some sessions, you're speaking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a writer than a blogger.
Okay.
I mean, I've done I've stopped counting the number of books and white papers and stuff I've written, but currently working on my mission critical book, which is going to cover a couple of versions of Windows and SQL and things like that.
Okay.
Self-publishing. I blog when I feel like it. I mean, I blog probably more often than some people, but I don't schedule them. I kind of go when I feel like writing, and I don't when I don't.
That's cool. What are you most proud of in all your publications, all your writings, all your books?
Probably the newest one, only because I'm self-publishing this time. So there's a lot of logistics involved in that and figuring all that out. But I've figured out an interesting model where it's basically a subscription model, because with a topic like mission critical and the way technical books and the release cadences from Microsoft is changing, it's publishing in and of itself is hard. But now when Microsoft on the Windows side is changing every year and a half for Windows releases, and let's say every 2 years for SQL, if that's what it's going to be, people don't want to buy a new big book every year. And as a writer, you can't keep up with that pace.
Right.
So you basically, kind of like any software, you write a base that works, and then you extend it or revise it on top of that. So that's why I came up with basically buy the basing, then you have a subscription model, and you just get the updated content. So it just makes it a lot easier. So it's a rolling, living, breathing thing.
Right, right. Always fresh and new, something else coming
exactly.
out. Exactly.
There's
Which
always
is
some
also
new
job
learnings.
security.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
That's always something coming out. So what have been your experiences with Microsoft?
So I actually used to work at Microsoft.
Okay, all right,
I
good.
worked at Microsoft for 3.5 years.
Okay.
I still have a lot of those relationships. I still work pretty closely with the dev teams,
All
both
right.
Windows and SQL. So for me, they're kind of always been an integral part of my working life for about the past 14 years.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, I can email them or I call some folks if I need to. Like, I don't just abuse that or anything, but it's nice to have that relationship if I need it.
Right, right. So kind of wrapping things up and closing, you know, you're doing these troubleshooting clusters, right?
Yeah.
That session.
Yeah.
What, and that's going to be playing on Past TV here coming up. Can you give us just a little snippet of what we're going to talk about?
Sure. So it's kind of talking people through some of the common things that I see when people are either deploying clusters or when they're in production, things that they may see, mainly on like the platform side. So while it's SQL focused, it's really looking at things in Windows and storage and Active Directory, things that'll trip you up that DBAs may not know about.
Okay, great. So you're a wealth of knowledge. Excellent having Allan Hirt here on Past TV. With that, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
And I'll take a look at that session you're going to do on
Excellent.
troubleshooting clusters. So with that, thanks for joining Past TV. We're wrapping things up now. We're going to be going to NASCAR Hall of Fame. Once again, we're streaming live from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm Blaine Barton, Senior IT Pro Evangelist with the Developer and Platform Evangelism team. With that, thanks for spending some time with us. We'll be back on day 3 tomorrow. We've got a whole line of interviews again, all the way till we close Past TV later in the afternoon around 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. So with that, I'm signing out. Past TV. Stay tuned.